Hey guys, Mr. Kamil here. I'm going to talk to the 8 to 10 year old students in our YMA program just about our thrust kick. I know thrust kick sounds super easy, but I know some students have trouble with actually making it look like a thrust kick. When we're doing line drills or sometimes when we do paddle kicks, a lot of the times it looks like a front snap kick, or your leg just goes up and down. So we're going to practice just chambering for the thrust kick only, okay? So not kicking at all just yet. So we're going to do a couple drills, alright? So starting in a good sparring stance, make sure you have enough space. So keeping your eyes forward on a simple object, or you could just stare at the wall, but just imagine there's like a little pole in front of you. Every time you bring your knee up, you have to make sure you don't touch that pole, right? So just bringing your knee up and holding, right? And then bringing it back down, right? Try to have good balance when you do this. So hold yourself accountable. I'm going to be doing that myself while I make this video. So if I fall or stumble, I'm going to start over, okay? But that's fine. Making sure I have a good chamber will make sure my kicks look sharp, make them look smooth, right? And then make them accurate so I can hit my target wherever. So remember, wherever your knee is going to point, that's where you're going to kick. Cool? So let's do a couple of these together, right? So good stance, eyes on the target, right? We're going to turn our standing foot for good balance. We're going to bring our knees up and toes up. So remember, it's a thrust kick, so point your toes up. So that way you remember you got to kick with the bottom of your foot. Cool? So let's do a few. And remember, if you fall or stumble, that's fine. Start over, right? So good stance, eyes on the target, turning your foot, knee comes up and toes up. Ready? 1, 2, and back down. So try to do 2 or 3 seconds, build up from there. If you can do 10 seconds, that's cool. But we're working on doing it nice and slow, building up that chamber. So one more time, knee comes up, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so this time I did 4 seconds, just to show you that you can do 4, or you can do 2 seconds, you can do 6, however many you guys want to do. But make sure it looks good, it looks, actually like a chamber, right? You're not just doing this, you got to bring that knee up. So in a good stance, last time, let's do this one for 3 seconds. So in a good stance, eyes forward, right? Nice and locked, knee up, 1, 2, 3, and back down. My toes were pointing up, my knee was up high, my leg was tucked into my body, and I was feeling it right in my hip. Okay? The last thing what you guys can do for your thrust kick practice is actually using your standing leg, right, to push your hips forward like you're actually thrusting or using a thrust kick actually. So in a good sparring stance, right, your knee comes up. Remember the points that we just practiced. Your knee up, your toes up. Right now all you're going to do is use your standing leg to push your hips forward and coming back, right? Also, not just using your whole leg, try to use your hips too. That's where your power comes from, right? So when you do your thrust kick, you can't just place your foot on a target. You got to pick it up and kicking out, right? So let's do it together nice and slow. So remember, use your standing leg, use your hips, kind of like someone's pushing you from the back, right? So sparring stance, eyes on a target, knee comes up, push that hip forward, pushing out and coming back in. So I'm going to exaggerate that move a little bit before we do some reps, okay? So when I bring it up, I'm going to push it forward, right? So I'm imagining that pole that was in the beginning, right, that stick. I'm going to imagine my knee having to touch that pole, right? Every time I bring it up, I have to touch and make sure that pole or stick, whatever it is, knocks down, right? So one more time, I'm going to show you as I bring my knee up, push my hips forward and back down. So that way I'm kind of thrust kicking without the kick, and I'm knocking that pole down every single time. So let's do 3 together. So make sure you have good balance and take your time with this. All right, eyes on your target, knee comes up, push your hips forward and coming back down. That time I forgot, in the middle of my kick, I curled my toes up. Make sure your toes are pointing up so you remember you're kicking with the bottom of your foot. So eyes forward, good stance, knee up, and then we're gonna push your hips forward, okay? So ready? Let's do 3. Knee up, push, back in, and down. Good. 2 more. Ready? Up, push, in, down. Last one. Ready? Go. Push, in, down. Awesome.